Hello and a warm welcome to the Tamil Nadu Brief. I'm Sam Daniel. The headlines first. Discrimination against Dalits even after 80 years of independence, so painful. Strong observation by Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court. Police directed to submit CCTV footage. Collectors to visit villages regularly and submit confidential reports on discrimination. MK Stalin condemns centre's presidential reference on Supreme Court order on timeline for governors and the president to dispose bills. And the flower show begins in Ooty. In a strong observation, the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court today said it's painful that discrimination against Dalits continue even 80 years after independence. This after an IG of police, 2 collectors and 2 SPs appeared before the court. Well, the state government has said no official complaints from Dalits have come on discrimination, including denial of entry into government-administered temples. The judge said there are several places in Tamil Nadu where Dalits cannot wear their shirt, nor can they walk on the streets. Saying collectors, SPs and revenue authorities do only white-collar jobs, the court said the collector ought to have gone in disguise to uncover several forms of discrimination. The court called a temple chariot in Karur not visiting a hamlet where Dalits live predominantly is discrimination. The court has ordered the police in Pudukottai to submit all CCTV footage and conduct a proper investigation to assess damages caused by attacks by a mob of around 200 dominant community people. This case came up to the court after petitioners from 3 villages in Pudukottai and Karur districts of Tamil Nadu moved the court that Dalits are not allowed to enter temples, including a temple in Pudukottai administered by the state government. This at a village called Vadakodu. A mob of around 200 people, they say, had attacked Dalits, set a house on fire, besides setting ablaze a car and 6 motorbikes. They say the police booked only a dozen people, although there is evidence, CCTV evidence on a lot of people. They also say police invoked less stringent provisions under the Prevention of Atrocities Against SCs and STs Act. In some cases, they've also booked victims. The court also today instructed collectors to visit rural pockets regularly and file confidential reports to the court on discrimination against Dalits. In the neighboring Karur district, the petitioner said there is untouchability in the form of 2 tumbler system practiced at restaurants and local tea shops. The court is likely to pass orders tomorrow, and this is what a few affected local people had to say.
கரூர் மாவட்டம் புதுக்கோட்டை வட்டத்தில் பொறந்தூர் கிராமத்தில் ஸ்ரீ பகவதி கோயில் இருக்குது. அங்கே வந்து அனைவருக்கும் அனுமதி தராங்க, தாழ்த்தப்பட்டவருக்கு மட்டும் அனுமதி தர மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. அது வந்து தீச்சட்டி எடுக்கவோ அல்லது பால் கூட எடுக்கவோ தாழ்த்தப்பட்டவருக்கு அனுமதி இல்லை. இரட்டை கோவலை முறை நிறைய இருக்குது. ஹோட்டலில் இரட்டை கோவலை முறை இருக்குது. அது சம்மந்தமாகவும் பேசியிருக்கோம். டீ கடையில் வந்து எக்காரும் கூட ஏற்கனவே ஒரு பெட்டிஷனை போட்டிருக்கோம். அது சம்மந்தமாக விசாரிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. அப்படின்னு கேட்டதுக்கு உங்களை என்னடா கூப்பிட்றேன்னு சொல்லி அதுலேருந்து பிரச்சனை தொடர்ச்சியாக வந்து ஊருக்குள்ளே பூந்து நைட்டு இரவில் 300 பேர்கிட்ட உள்ளே பூந்து வீடுகளெல்லாம் அடித்து 2 வீலர்லாம் வச்சு கொளுத்தி விட்டாங்க. இது பக்கத்தில் தான் காவல்துறை ஸ்டேஷனே இருக்குது, ஒரு 100 மீட்டர் தூரத்தில். அது நினைச்சு காவல்துறை நினைச்சிருந்தா காப்பாற்றிருக்கலாம், வீடுகளையும் பாதுகாத்துருக்கலாம். இழப்பீடு வந்து இந்த வீடு எரிச்சவங்களுக்கு மட்டும் ஒரு SC ST ஆணையத்திலேருந்து ஒரு 46 ரூபா கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. மற்றபடி வேறு ஒன்றும் இது கொடுக்கல.
The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin today slammed the centre for the presidential reference by President Murmu over the recent Supreme Court judgment that ruled governors ought to dispose bills passed by state assemblies within a time frame of 3 months, and that governors ought to abide by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, and that they don't have any discretionary powers but ought to abide by the Constitution. Calling this an attempt to distort the Constitution's basic distribution of powers, Stalin urged opposition-ruled states and leaders from these states to fight this together. He says this exposes that Governor R.N. Ravi in Tamil Nadu only acted on the behest of the BJP. The Supreme Court, in a landmark verdict recently, had invoked its own powers to grant assent to 10 bills passed twice by the Tamil Nadu Assembly, but was wrongfully referred to the President by Governor R.N. Ravi. The President has raised 14 points, including the options before governors when assemblies pass bills, the constitutional discretion for the President, can timeline be imposed for governors in the absence of a constitution prescribed limit? Can constitutional powers be substituted in any other manner? And shouldn't the Supreme Court have constituted a 5-judge bench for this? The Supreme Court had passed this order after Governor R.N. Ravi did not give assent to 10 bills passed twice by the State Assembly and referred them to the President, while he ought to have given assent. Although as of now the presidential reference will not have any impact on the Supreme Court order, it will be now the top court's prerogative whether it would want to constitute a 5-judge bench for this. And finally, the flower show in the hill resort of Ooty has begun. It's a spectacular show made using 7.5 lakh flowers. The star attraction this time is a 70-foot-long castle facade made of 1.3 lakh flowers. The show will be open till the 25th of this month. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today inaugurated this, visiting the hill resort with his family. Well, that's all the time we have for on this edition of the Tamil Nadu Brief. Hope you liked it. See you tomorrow, same time. Goodbye.